Now it's time for our phone-in segment, and today we're going to have a conversation about something that's very important. The story in the Finder today, there's a number of headlines, but one of the ones that is a little shocking here, it says, alarming rise in alcohol consumption among children spurs mental health crisis. The story is on page 4 of the Finder newspaper. But so let me just get into it a bit. I'll read it and then we'll have a conversation. And then we'll have you call us and let us know what you think about this situation that's happening and what can be done about it. All right. So the Mental Health Authority have identified a disturbing trend which indicate that children between the ages of 10 and 14 are increasingly engaging in alcohol consumption, leading to a significant rise in mental health disorders. In its recent report, the Mental Health Authority recorded over 3,500 cases of mental disorders linked to alcohol use among the youth in recent months. So take note, linked to alcohol, underline, among the youth, underline, in recent months. That's serious. Dr. Abigail Harding, a specialist psychiatrist at Kolebu Teaching Hospital, highlighted the gravity of the situation, noting that children as young as 10 are being affected. 10. Those of you who are watching, you have 10-year-olds at home, don't you? Or close to that. The youth and children are the most vulnerable groups, Dr. Harding stated, urging young people to abstain from alcohol, cocaine, and other illicit drugs. Now, Brighter Pia, Executive Director of the Child Rights International, echoed these concerns, emphasizing the long-term implications, the productivity levels of children, and the social aspects of their upbringing are critical concerns. In the next 10 to 15 years, we are likely to experience a significant reduction in productivity, which will burden both the economy and the social environment. This paints a bleak picture for the future, Appiah warned. Now, the story goes on and we can go, get the Finder newspaper and read the rest of the story. But, Jifa, I don't know what you make of this story as it stands, right? We have 10 to 14-year-olds.
That's my fear. That's my concern.
10 to 14-year-olds.
That's my worry.
They are engaging in alcohol consumption. But, in Tree, we say, because guess what? I have seen it. Jifa, you have seen it. I'm sure you watching us on TV have also seen it.
Right.
Where our corner shops, you see parents in your neighborhood. They will send their children 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 12 years, go and buy alcohol for me. In some other jurisdictions, when you arrive at the shop to buy the alcohol, if the person selling has any doubt that you may not be 18, they'll ask you for your license.
The sad thing about this country is the fact that we don't have any sense of responsibility or accountability. Because why would even an elderly person send a child to buy certain things? It's not just alcohol.
And they think it's okay.
There's a tall list of them, actually, and alcohol is just one of the many, yes. So why would an elderly person, maybe your age, my age, anybody else's age, send a child between the ages of 10 to 14, even 16 is not right, to buy alcohol, to buy cigarettes, to buy all sorts of things. It's not right. What are we turning our children into? What kind of future are we looking for these children? These children, we're always saying, hey, Wunyina, I want you to become a doctor. I want you to become
how
an
you become
engineer.
doctor?
I want you to become all of that. is this the path we want to take them through? And look at the numbers in a couple of months. We are not even looking at years.
No. A few months. In the recent months, 3,500 cases.
It is alarming, and this is something that we all should be very scared about and should take like action as soon as possible. It's not something we should leave.
You know, that story is interestingly linked to another story on the front page of the Finder. You know, the Finder has this interesting story. It says here, 65% of 15 to 24-year-olds. Imagine the person who is 14. In 10 years' time, how old would they be? 24.
24, yes.
If they've already started
being an alcoholic,
being an alcoholic, right? Because that's what happens. The younger you are and the more vulnerable you are, the more likely and easier it is for you to become addicted.
And Kweko, you know how curious children can be?
Yeah.
They learn by what they see. They want to emulate.
Yes.
They want to try things.
Yeah,
they see mommy or daddy or uncle doing this, and they feel like, oh, it's fine. Let me be curious enough to try. So you send that child to go and buy maybe a sachet. You know, these days they have some of the alcoholic brands and sachet seals and all that. They may even perforate it and taste. You would never know. Some tie them in like a plain rubbers. Yesterday we were talking about the poly bag littering and all that. They tie them in the one-time use disposables and all that. They test more. They even untie it and drink. Children can be, see, it will amaze you the things children can do.
The responsibility lies on adults to control. Now, the state in this regard has already failed.
Right.
Let's just say that, okay? Failed in what sense? Failed in the sense that regulation and enforcement of regulation is the place where there's a gap. It's a huge gaping hole. There's been no enforcement of regulation whatsoever. Now, I don't doubt that regulation exists.
Right.
Because in Ghana, we are good with our laws.
It's how to abide by them
But
and enforcement.
we won't enforce it.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the issue.
That's the problem.
Anyway, we want to hear from you, all right? Wherever you are, be it Upper East, Upper West, Northern Region, Northeast, Savannah. Where else are we going?
Bono,
Uti,
Ahafo,
Bono,
Greater Accra,
Western North,
yes.
Western,
yes.
Eastern, or wherever you are, Volta, call us. Let us know what you think of this issue. Have you experienced it yourself? Experienced in what way? Experience in number one, that either maybe you yourself have been sending, but you have to stop today, right? But you know people, maybe your neighbor, your neighbors, they do it all the time. Kids are going to buy alcohol, you experience it, you see it. That's one aspect. Maybe also you also know someone whose child has been taking alcohol and it's beginning to have an effect on them. You can see that what the story is saying is actually a reality. You've been experiencing it, you've been seeing it, that what's going on with this child? Something seems to be not quite right, right? Call us. Let us know what you think, all right? So the number to call is 0204 447 033, all right? 0204 447 033. Call us. Let us know what you think about this particular issue. Alarming rise in alcohol consumption among children, and the children, the age bracket is 10 to 14. Spares mental health crisis. Now, mind you, we just say it again, in a child who's 10 years old, in 15 years, and 15 years not far away, in 15 years, that child will be 25. A 14-year-old child, in 10 years, they'll be 24.
Yes.
They're already supposed to be getting ready for the job market, and if they're already alcoholics. We have a caller on the line. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Your name, please.
Good morning. I'm Stephen.
Stephen, yes. What do you make of this topic and the conversation we are having?
You know, you are talking about parents sending children to buy alcohol, but I think one thing that causes all these things is the advertisement of alcohol products. It's becoming so much in Ghana.
You think that's where the problem comes from?
Yes, please.
But wait, hold on a second. Let me just ask you something,
All right.
Alcohol is a product that is not banned in Ghana. Alcohol. So if it's not banned, the producer of it should be able to advertise, right? At least we are saying now that people who are reputable, people who are professionals, people who are well known, like myself, like Jifa, should not be advertising alcohol because we can influence young people, right? So for me, that legislation is there. But I think that the responsibility, because we have laws for it, should be on making sure that those who sell the alcohol check the ages of the people before they sell to them. I don't know what you think about that.
That one too is right. You know, when you get to the court and other stuff, they will be written 18 plus.
Yes.
But a child as old as, let's say, 10, 14 years will go to that particular place and will sell it to the person. And so I think regulation, they should put measures in place, you know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Stevens, thank you so much for calling. We really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Welcome.
So Stephen makes two very important points.
Cool.
First of all, the advertisement is one issue, but then also the regulation and enforcement. Jifa, you're saying
right. So I was going to say that in as much as I have my reservations about the ban on celebrities or well-known people, influential people advertising for alcoholic brands, I think this is a step in the right direction. At least it's one of the many ways we can use to curb this situation or curb this menace. I see it as a menace because
it is a menace.
It's a serious issue.
It is a menace, and it's
a serious thing happening there.
Yeah, it's
so. So the regulatory bodies, we have to do better because saying that public figures, well-known people should not advertise is not enough. What happens to, as you rightly said, the vendor, the one who is selling it? What happens to the producers? Are they thinking about the children before even going out to produce these things? And Stephen mentioned the fact that there are a lot of advertisements about alcohol in the country. Quickly, let me hold my thought on that. We have a call on the line.
Yes.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Mohammed Ibrahim from...
Your name is Mohammed Ibrahim from where? Pusiga?
Pusiga.
Right. What do you think about this?
The issue we are talking about is very, very... And I want to contribute my thoughts is that parents must play their role in curbing this particular manner. Because when we were children and in our parents were able to control us.
Right.
But for now, it seems parental control is completely off. And we can also put part of the blame on the advertisement as somebody spoke about just a few minutes ago. Because the children listen more to social media, television, and these are so powerful that they influence the children. So just banning celebrities from advertising alcohol is not enough. If we want to actually curb a particular issue, we need to restrict, just cancel advertisement completely, so that it does not in any way make way for the children to watch. Because the power of the television and social media is now overcoming our control. So for me, we need to cut some of these issues and also put restrictions on parents. Even if a child of that particular age is found buying alcohol and it is possible, the parents must be held responsible for such action.
Right.
Because it is actually becoming unbecoming. Those of us in the north, west, particularly during dinner, in the night, you see these children getting bruised
Wow.
And it's not particularly only the liquid alcohol, the tramadol, very terrible.
Wow.
And these children have a way of even combining something like 5-star, the energy drinks, with other products, and when they take them, they are
Whoa.
when you meet them on the road riding motorbikes and you don't give way, you are just a dead man or a dead woman.
Wow.
So actually, it is an issue that the country needs to look at seriously. And I think government will have a serious role to play by putting in stringent measures that will scare parents from sending children to go and so this is the
Mohammed.
I'm also trying to make sense.
Thank you very much for calling in. Kuku, I think I couldn't agree any less with him.
Mohammed raises several layers of issues.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't agree any less with him because children nowadays are very daring. There are things that you wouldn't do even at your age now. I may not have the courage to do, but you see a child younger than you, like they're doing it and you sit back and you're like, when I was your age, I wouldn't even dare do this.
Yeah, and they find it funny when you say such things because like, oh, kolo.
Yes, and another thing is the parents who own these drinking spots or these corner stores making their children who are underage
sell for them. Yeah.
It is also something we really need to look at. It's something we really need to look at because if I am a child and I am behind the counter selling for people and all of that at the vending point, I'll be tempted to taste what they are taking in.
Yeah. They seem happy to buy it. So what does it taste like? Well, we have a caller from the Central Region. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name, please.
I'm Ivan, calling from Central Region.
Right. What do you think?
Yes. To be specific.
Fantastic. Fantastic. What do you think about the conversation we're having?
Yeah, the topic is very, very serious. I think we are failing as a country, looking at the way things are going.
Yeah.
And to me, I will put the blame on the doorsteps of our human rights activists in this country.
Why?
My problem is today because of the so-called human rights and the child right. Today, if my child is into these things and I decide to scold him or her and the child reports me to the police station or anything, in the only thing that the human rights activists will look at is me scolding my child instead of them to look at the effect of what will bring on a child. And so it is gradually derailing the country from our responsibility, or maybe I should say our moral fabric of this country, and it is gradually destroying this country. And I think it's a very serious thing that we all need to look at. Because today you cannot even scold a child when the child is going wrong. And gone are the days when we're growing, somebody, when you make a mistake outside home, somebody can take a cane, can direct you or maybe cane you and even report you to your father, and your father will give you additional cane to make sure that next time you don't do that thing again. But today, because of this child rights, human rights, and so on, it is very difficult for somebody to actually correct a child when a child is going wrong. And it is actually having a very serious effect on this country. And I think it's about time we go back and see where we are coming from as a country. We are Africans. And so it's about time we need to start teaching our children and letting them know where we are coming from as a country, instead of we picking from the foreign country what they do over there. And I think the way things are going, we are trying to pick from the foreign land, but it is not working here. And it is actually destroying our children. And this is the future of this country. And gradually, if care is not taken, by the time we realize, all our children are gone.
All right.
I think that's my submission.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You see, he makes very salient points, right? I do think that there's nothing wrong with copying, but if you copy blindly, and what does it mean when you say you copy blindly? Copying blindly means you don't copy everything.
Yeah.
You see, there's a reason why certain things work in certain jurisdictions. So you can't copy the surface and leave the rest that is behind. So for example, if let's say for example, they are saying that, oh, we do XYZ in this country. You know that there are some countries that they may allow certain things on the surface, but there are laws that are behind, and the enforcement is tight.
Of course.
Do you see?
You're right.
So
we have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning, Linda.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Daily. How is Cape Coast this morning?
By God's grace, everything is going on cool.
Beautiful. What do you think about this very topic we are discussing this morning?
Okay, what I think is some parents should be responsible for their children.
Right.
Because some of them drink this alcohol and they send their children to the place that they drink the alcohol. In my area, I feel very sad because I see the young guys in the area, every day they are drunk.
wow.
And some of them send the children to the place to go and buy. Sometimes I sit at my shop and stack some of the little ones. Who sent you? And then they will tell you, my mother sent me.
Wow.
It is very sad.
Wow.
And I don't know what we are doing. And the children that we have, how are we bringing them up? I have an 8-year-old son in the house. When we sit down to watch telly, and they are showing this advert, he will ask me, Mommy, why don't you buy some of this drink? I always tell him, no, it's no good. When you drink, it affects your kidney, your liver, your heart. So we have to tell the children the bad thing in it. When we bring the children up like that, while they are growing, they will learn not to drink. And I think that the advert that they are doing is too much. They should regulate it so that it can come down small, so that our future children can have something good and better of their life in future.
Right.
So please, that is my thought.
Right. Thank you very much, Linda.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So something just crossed my mind, yeah? When I was in high school, we used to have peer groups. The National Commission for Civic Education had like different aspects of peer groups, and then some of these peer groups played very vital roles in raising some of us or in shaping us into whoever we are today. Because you go for, we had peer groups that you go for counseling session, they teach us about lifestyle and all of these things. And when you go, the kind of education you pick up from there, these things wouldn't even cross your mind. I don't know, as I said, I don't know if it's still in existence, but if not, maybe we need to look at it and then inculcate some of these habits into the children. Because believe you me, there's a good aspect of technology, but the bad side is really affecting our children and the youth of today.
Well, I mean, the thing is that in every era, there's always been the need to look at what laws exist and the enforcement of those laws, right? Ghana, the mistake we've made throughout the years is an absence of enforcement, right? Now we enforce what we feel like we should enforce, right? We enforce the easy ones. We enforce anything that is a little more challenging or requires a little more deliberateness about it, and it seems to be slightly more complicated. We just sort of raise our hands and we leave it. Look, I'm saying this for the Achimota and Tesano police people to pay attention to. There's, you know, from the Achimota new overhead towards New Plan Junction, there's supposed to be no U-turn. You cannot come from the right side heading to Mile 7 and cross over to the left. People have gradually they've created a gap in the island, right? Almost in front of the Zenith Bank area there. They've created an opening, And they do U-turns there comfortably. And the police will be around, they won't say anything. This is I'm just giving you as an example of enforcement, right? It's a way the system is supposed to work. Right. Stick to it. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It should not change. Right. It should not change. And this is the problem we have, right? Look, Brighter Pierce said that, the man made reference to the child rights people and, and all of that. Right. But he said something very interesting. He said that we need to encourage parents to have proper control of their homes and their children, all right? We have another call on the line. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Breakfast Daily. Your name, please.
My name is Abanga.
Abanga, where are you calling us from?
From Tamale.
Wonderful. How's Tamale this morning?
Good.
All right. Talk to us. What do you think about what we're talking about?
Yeah, what you are talking about is the right direction. But I don't know. This country, it looks like people are thinking for us. We ourselves are not thinking. Parents learn from their parents.
Yes.
And the laws that we are making, you and I are making, and we leave it to some people's hands that is to enforce the law. Are they doing it? Very beautiful laws.
Yeah.
Are we doing it? Are we enforcing it?
Good question. Good question.
No. We are all parents. And the kids we give birth today, tomorrow they become parents.
Absolutely.
So ask yourself, what are you teaching them?
Yeah. Abanga, it's a very serious thing you're talking about. Look, yeah, it's a very,
if I even die today and the boss said I'll come back, I won't come back.
Because the situation is so bad, eh?
Very bad.
Yeah, yeah. Abanga,
this country we have less than years.
Yeah.
Those who are rather fighting right are rather fighting wrong, and those who are fighting wrong are rather fighting right.
Yeah.
What kind of law is that?
We appreciate your call. Thank you so much.
Look, I saw a woman, a mother, was holding a 1-year baby in the drinking spot and was giving alcohol, the beer to the 1-year baby.
Wow. Wow.
I asked the woman, are you a mother?
Wow. That's crazy.
Look, today you get up, you go to pharmacies, and they are on queue. Pharmacy is that hospital. People will come there without the prescription from the doctor.
Yeah.
And they will sell medicine for him.
Yeah.
Or for her.
Yeah.
You see, let's come on. The law is bigger than all of us. Let the law work.
Yeah. Yeah. Really. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Abanga.
You can hear the frustration in his voice.
No, I mean, it's every right to be frustrated. I mean, listen, those of us who are not frustrated, I mean, I am. I don't know about you
I am
as
too.
you're watching,
Very
but
frustrated.
Frustrated is what we should be because, honestly, like he said, we make some of the most beautiful laws in the world. And Parliament is responsible for that. They've done their job, but there's somebody supposed to enforce. And the enforcement, it's not enforcing. It's not good. And enforcement is on different levels. So we have various authorities, various administrations, various, apart from the police, there are other law enforcement people. They're not enforcing, and so we leave the space. Well, that's the conversation we've had for today. Thank you very much.